beat is
And
messing
I'll
me
tell
up.
you the day. I listen to world is yours. And I'm like, this ain't talking like this. So whoever you think is the best, they not making the world is yours. They're not making If I Rule the World. They're not making Juicy. They're not making Warner. They're not making Sky's the Limit. They're not doing it. They're not making Can't Act the Hustle. They're not making The Evil. They're not making Pop. They're not making it. No disrespect. I'm a rapper. I'm not making it.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. Get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Then you get that pure dough.
It's me. You don't got your mic. Handsome.
We back again.
We back with another episode of Verse for Verse. Yeah. And I want to talk to the people today because I feel like, you know, we've been attacked at one time or another.
I wouldn't call it attacked.
I think
maybe
I'm calling it attack because people don't know who we are. And you see a clip online and you go, who are these young guys talking about relationships? They don't know nothing about relationships. They think we're children because we look good.
We're not junk.
Come on, man. We're not kids. And I say that to say my name is Handsome High. You can Google me. I've been making music forever. I released a couple albums, The Handsome Devil, Me, Her, and Her. I got a lot of songs. You can just Google him. He'll pop up. He is me.
He is
you know what I'm saying?
He is I.
I am me.
I am him.
For people thinking that we're just talking about relationships or willy-nilly, you know, music, I've been making music forever. You know what I mean? This is something I love. This is really something I still do to this day. It's not like I did it and stopped. Like I still make it. I write a bunch of songs. I record a bunch of songs. I shoot videos. We do everything. You know what I mean? Tell them about yourself, man.
I am him. Hit me rich, hit me neutron. I mean, what do you want me telling about me? I mean, I do music. I'm a rapper. James Rich, look me up. You know, Google me and stuff.
James Rich, he also makes music.
I'm not about to explain myself to these people.
I feel you. At the same time, you know, what I said relationship-wise, we are married men. So we've been in relationships for a very long time. In many relations. Well, not this guy over here, but a lot of us have been in a lot of different relationships. And but not to say he hasn't been in a bunch of them, but he's been with his wife for like 20-something years. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when we're talking about relationships, it's because we've been through relationships. We're not just speaking on things we don't know. Yes, we've paid bills. We're raising children at the moment. We each have a couple of kids. You know what I'm saying? Tell them about yourself, man.
Well, I'm Big U.
The General.
BG Thunder, the General. Yeah, I've been making music forever. I feel I'm old. I'm probably the oldest of the bunch. No, probably, definitely.
Facts. I didn't say that. We are all brothers. I know every episode I say I'm here with my brothers. But we are actually blood brothers. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes I bring the homies up and I say I got my bros here. Us three are brothers. I'm the youngest brother. He's the next older brother, and that's the oldest brother.
I've been making music probably for 30, close to 20-something years.
I'm not saying, no, it has to be more than that. Because we've been doing music for 20 years.
Yeah. Saying probably like 30 years. Long time. Like, and I'm still active. I'm still recording. I'm in a band performing and all of that type of stuff. But that got nothing to do with the relationship stuff. I'm married. I got kids, been in relationships, we don't talk about nothing that we don't know about. So.
I mean, I was gonna say, for me, the relationship thing is cool because, you know, I don't pretend to know everything about everybody's situation.
Facts.
But I think if you want to hear relationship advice, it should be from people in successful relationships. I've always felt that way. Social media is just everybody talking about relationships, and I'm like, none of y'all in successful relationships, so why y'all even talking about it?
Where's your spouse?
You know what I'm saying? I could talk about it more, but y'all don't want to listen anyway. Y'all don't want the truth anyway. They can't handle the truth. So there's no point in me even talking about it. But on this show, it comes up every now and then.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just give you my experience. You know what I'm saying? You can take it or leave it.
is give you our experiences and our opinions on the records that we are discussing that may talk about relationships. You feel me, son?
But shout out to anybody that watched. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like a bad thing.
Yes.
Even
just clarification.
Even if they disagree.
Yeah.
I welcome disagreements, agreements. If you like it, we love it. If you don't like it, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's what I said. For me, it's not like an attack. It's just
And I
like,
love you
but
anyway.
But it's good for people, I guess, if you didn't know. You know, a little, what's it? The demographics, a little logistics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you do know.
If you would like to know more, follow us at Verse for Verse Pod on Instagram. You know, subscribe to the YouTube page. Yeah. But with all of that being said, today, you know, since we told you a little bit about ourselves, we gonna get into a record by one of the artists here on the show today. You know, shout out to Big U because his birthday's actually Monday. So I think it's only right we do a Big U record. You know what I'm saying?
Look these words up.
You know what I'm saying?
I should know these. I'm getting old. I might have to.
So this is Big U, If You Never.
Yeah, that's my
You know what I'm
song.
saying? He starts off by saying, remember when I used to write you letters just to say that I love you, and I'm always thinking of you. The good old days when we were together. I know it's my fault because I could never be wrong, but
I mean, I think we should talk about that. I
Let's
want
talk
to
about
know
it.
what that means. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, this is the first time we can actually talk to the artist instead of speculating what they might be
True.
saying. We can get
Very
what was
true.
on his mind when he said it. What exactly? Let's talk about what we think he means first. Let's talk about that. And he can say,
I'll clarify.
Yes.
Wasn't
If I
my
remember.
fault because I could never be wrong. I know just sometimes maybe I'm thinking you feel like you're not flexible enough sometimes, and that can cause friction in relationships when you're not flexible. I think relationships you have to be extremely flexible, and and if you can't be that's a recipe for disaster sometimes, in my opinion. What you think?
yeah, I mean, I think you really said what I would say. I know it's my
Said
fault
the words
because
I
I
was
could
gonna say.
never be wrong. You know what I mean? At the same time, what I will say is, you know, how old were you when you wrote this? I'm assuming you was much younger,
Yeah.
right? So I say that to say, I think to say it was my fault is not a real thing. Like, it's not just my fault. You know, I played a part in this. But to say it was my fault, I don't know. You know what
But
I mean?
I think it's always, in my opinion, I'm always about accountability, right? So it's always your fault.
Yeah.
It can be their fault too.
Exactly.
But it's always your fault. And I'm also thinking about what if, like, I'm thinking of another way. Like, if you say, I can never be wrong, maybe you're actually right. But being able to say, you know what, I don't even want to argue about this. I'm wrong. You're right. Even if you're actually right. I feel like that's something that I had to learn how to do at times. Because, you know, pick the battles you want to fight. Because every battle is not worth fighting. So, in my experience.
So, what do you think, Seth? Did we get it?
Nah,
Are we on
y'all,
point?
y'all right in, y'all hitting the nail on the head. Pause. Because when I wrote it, I think I kind of came to a point where I realized that in order for relationships to work, it's not about always who's right, who's wrong, winning an argument, because you might win an argument and lose your relationship.
Yeah,
or
right.
You might, you know what I'm saying? You might be right and you might beat down the person that you care about to the point where they don't want to.
Yeah.
So it was like,
There's nothing left.
I was a person, and still, I'm very competitive by nature throughout my life and everything.
Yeah.
So if I were to get into an argument with somebody I was in a relationship, it's like, I got to beat them.
Yeah.
And it's not about that. Because when I beat them, I might beat us.
Right.
So,
Yep.
Bars.
you know what
Win
I'm
the
saying?
battle and lose the war.
There you go.
Bars.
Facts.
I mean, and you know, we spoke on just the last line. I know it's my fault because I can never be wrong, but two wrongs don't make it right. And I need you in my life because you make me better. I thought that it would last forever, girl. But now that I'm all alone and I see that you're gone forever, sometimes I wish I couldn't remember, but I can't forget
That's
you.
my line right there.
Mine too.
I love that line.
Oh man. So now that I see that you're gone forever, sometimes I wish I couldn't remember, but I can't forget you. I thought this would last forever. Cause you make me better. I'm reading it from bottom to top right now. You know what I'm saying?
Rooted to the tutor, pause.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, man. So I mean, you could just talk about that, cause I think anybody who's been in, like I said, it's sometimes hard for my other brother here, James Rich, to understand these songs of being in relationships and breaking up. Because he's been in the same relationship his whole life.
Forever.
So, you know.
Not my whole life, but a long time.
I mean, long enough when you get into relationships, most people, high school
Fact.
to the end of your life, that's you. But I can feel you on that, Seth, when you thought it would last forever and then you end up alone. You know what I'm saying? And I just, sometimes I wish I couldn't remember. I can't forget you.
Chill.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like every relationship that you in that you really serious about, it makes an imprint on your life, like on your person. So whether you with the person, not whatever, that still is gonna be a part of you forever. Like,
and then
ever.
You go into this hook, which, you know, even though we're talking about a relationship that didn't work out, but I think the words still resonate with people who have been in the same relationship forever, like Mr. Rich. If you never had been my girl, I would have never had to change my world. You know what I mean? That line itself, you know what I mean? Do you believe if you had never been with your girl, you would have never had to change your world? James Rich.
I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, yeah, definitely. Like,
Right.
I'm a different person because of my relationship. I think you're a different person because of all your relationships, but specifically, you know, my wife definitely made me a better person. So that's 100% correct. Factual. I was actually gonna bring up too from earlier on, when you were talking about like just the idea of like, oh, and I need you in my life because you make me better. I thought it would last forever. Like, I think that's interesting. Like, nowadays, I don't feel like people look at relationships like that. I don't think people look at relationships like, I want to be with this person because this person is going to help me be a better person. And which I think that's why relationships don't work as well as now. Because I feel like people are getting in relationships for more like superficial reasons.
Facts.
Like, you cool, you look good, you make me look popping, make me feel good. I get clout for being with you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not any real substance. Because I believe if it was, it'd be much harder to just let these relationships just go if it was really about making you better. But I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that was interesting.
I feel like when I was writing it, I was realizing, or in my opinion, that if you're going to be with somebody seriously, the person that you with should make you feel uncomfortable with just staying the same.
Facts.
Like
100%.
you should want to try to get more for them and do better and be looking at how am I going to change our world so that
Facts.
we are in a better place. If you feel like the person you with you're going to just chill and you know, I feel I'm the best thing going, then maybe that might not be the right person.
That's not the person that's going to help you elevate and become your best self.
And I don't think there's nobody better at that than women. So, you know, like in that book, The Ways of Superior Man, right? It's like talks about how the woman's job is to push the man to be better. That's the balance. It's supposed to be that way. And vice versa, though.
I agree.
Vice versa.
Vice versa.
Vis-a-vis.
Vis-a-vis.
So, you know, I didn't say the next part of the line. We talked about that, but it's actually, if you never had been my girl, I would have never had to change my world because you left me so sad and broke my heart.
Oh.
If you never said goodbye, get him, Seth. I wouldn't have to cry at night because you left by my side. And that ain't right. So then he goes into the second verse. Now, I guess it's time for me to move on. Give love a try because I deserve to live my life, not wondering about what would have, could have been. Since I can't go back in time, and I know that, so I'm gonna hold on to my pride and keep on going. Now I know that. Let's stop there. I think so. I gotta ask a question. Like I said, since we have the artist in the building, you said it's time for you to move on and give love a try. So was this not love in the original relationship?
So after the original relationship, when I realized, man, you know, trying to be right and trying to win kind of messed up a good situation, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just do whatever. And I ain't going to even try to be in a relationship. But after a while, I realized that ain't for me neither. You know, so that's for some people. Some people want to run around, do whatever. I'm not one of those people. And I felt like, okay, I do need to be in a substantial relationship with somebody that I care about, that I'm trying to build for and change for and grow for. So I said, let's.
You know what's so crazy about that? I don't know if this is like intentional, or it's just different. You said move on, and talking about moving on into being back into a relationship, like looking at relationships, and most people say the opposite. It's like move on. It's like leaving relationships. Like I don't want to deal with nobody no more. And it's interesting that you said move on. So it's almost like you were in a place that you wanted to move on from, which was like I'm not even trying to connect with people or connect with somebody right now. Yeah, that's crazy.
Because you deserve to live your life, not wondering about what would have, could have been. That's the line right there.
Okay. I guess like move on from like being stuck in the past or what didn't work and whatever. Yeah, I mean, move on to something different.
We have a friend who I think dealt with something similar where he got to a point where, you know, him and his lady split up, and he said, "Nigga, I'm for the streets anyway. I'm supposed to be in the streets, running the streets, getting all of these women." And then after a week or so, he said, "No, I need my family back."
That's
you know what I'm saying? So you know, I think it happens sometimes. You know, when you get, especially when you get hurt.
True.
When somebody hurts you, you know, you use that. Now it's
lash
trauma.
Out.
Yeah, it's like, damn, I ain't messing with these whores no more. Trying to hurt my feelings. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go hurt some whores' feelings.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
And then
I don't
you know,
I was about the whores, but. Nah, it's a tough realization sometimes when you in a situation that you think is a good situation and you feel like, you know, the only thing that need to happen is the other person needs to just understand whatever, and that ain't the case. And then when it messes up, you're like, oh shit, that could have been the thing. And then you keep thinking, what if that was the thing? What if that was it?
Right.
And after a while, you got to just let it go, move on.
Right.
It's another hit out there.
Now I got another question when we get on, since I can't go back in time. I love that. You know what I mean? You have to recognize whatever happened in the past.
It is what it is,
in the past.
Shout out to Cam, man. It is what it is.
And since you know that, you're going to hold on to your pride. What do you mean by that? Holding on to your pride in the situation.
So, because sometimes being prideful could be bad.
Right.
But I'm proud in a way where you start to second guess yourself sometimes when things don't work out, and you get into your head. So in that space where I'm not in no real meaningful relationship and I'm just doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
So at that point, that don't feel right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I said, you know what? I did have the answer.
There you go.
Originally.
There you go. I was waiting to hear that. That's the one.
I was doing the right thing. Like so let me get back to my shit. Like let me get back to who I am and leave all this shit alone.
I'm not gonna start second guessing myself all the time.
I was doing the right thing. I just
things
tweak it.
Yeah,
tweak it a
things
little bit,
happen.
Get back to the plan.
Figure it out. You get back to it. Facts. But this sometimes things do get tough. Love ain't always enough, and it's too late. And I apologize to you truly for being a fool. And I hold no regrets. And I'll never forget what you showed me. But this lesson left me so lonely. Oh, girl. That's my shit right there, boy. Oh, man.
I was in a place.
I feel like we spoke about, like, just, you know, you kind of get more into it. It's a lesson. It's just, like you said, you know, you'll never forget the things that you learned from it, and now you'll apply it to future stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think, too, in that last part, kind of speaking to the person in a way, I think it's important that a lot of people get in relationships, and then when they don't work out for whatever reason, it's just like, that person was trash. They can't have been trash because at some point you held them in some high esteem. They might have made a decision or did some shit you ain't like, but all of this, you're trash. You did this. Like, it's not that.
Unless the person was faking the whole time, then they might be trash.
But if you were in some substantial relationship with them, they couldn't have been faking everything so much, or then you might be trash too.
Yeah, that's what it really says.
Yes.
And I was gonna say, honestly, if you were the trash person, you're trash, and you deserve that trash person.
Trash.
So it's not even a bad thing. It's like we're both trash.
We're both
and
trash.
it's fire.
Trash
like,
deserves trash.
the trash together.
Let's make a bonfire.
And listen, if you were the trash person, I'm just gonna tell you, if you were the trash person, you're not that good.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest with you. It's just a fact of the matter. Like, even when I like what you say here, like, love ain't always enough. Like, you talking about relationships.
I'm glad you
talking
brought
about
that
relationships, like, relationships is not just about like you said, somebody making you feel good
Shit
all
is
the
duty,
time,
bro.
That's like it's a job. You know what I'm saying? Something you gotta
duty,
do. Love is
When
always.
you said duty, I heard shit like
Nah,
it's duty.
nah,
The nigga said duty. It's duty.
I always tell people, like, love is an action word. Like, you can't just be in. People say be in love. No, you have to do. You have to do love. You have to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's an action.
Constantly.
I'm glad you brought that back up because, you know, I've heard that somewhere else as well. Like, you know, you can't just say, oh, we're in love, so everything's going to be all right. Like, nah, there's so many other pieces that you have to add with that. You know what I'm saying? And that's if you believe being in love is a different thing than loving somebody, loving.
People be saying some shit like, if it was really love, it wouldn't be hard.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
You don't know what you're talking
First
about.
of all, back to universal law. Anything worth anything is hard. It's just
you don't know what
facts
you're
of
talking
life.
About. Like, you should stop talking.
And love is a great example of it, honestly. Or relationships, I should say.
Yeah.
And I want to get to this bridge, this last part, you know. This is one of my favorites. I know I made mistakes right from the very start. I hope you forgive me, 'cause I ain't mean no harm. You hurt me so bad when you broke my heart. But maybe one day love can replace the scars. I like that. Because I think love can't replace them. The scars is there, right? But love makes you understand that the scars that you've been through, it was worth it to get where you at today.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? And that right there, that's Big U If You Never.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's on all streaming
Please,
platforms.
please.
You heard?
Check that song out.
Yeah, that's my
Get the music. Get that old soul singing. Yeah, it's on everything.
And, you know, since it is your record, I want you to tell me. I know it's hard maybe, but you got to tell us what was your favorite line that you wrote in this that you was like, yeah, I bodied that.
Hurt me so bad when you broke my heart.
So I'm saying, yeah, I do love the bridge, but let me see.
And if you want, you can sing it to the people if you feel like it. You know, I'm not no pressure here. You know.
Oh man.
Nah, it would probably be that the bridge, because I think it gives a summation.
I know.
I know I made mistakes right from the very start, and I hope you forgive me, 'cause I ain't mean no harm. You hurt me so bad when you broke my heart, but maybe one day love can replace.
Yeah, that's it. Gotta put the background in there.
That part gives me chills, my boy.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely my favorite part too, just because, you know, I love, it's like one of those stories where it starts off bad, you go through something tough, but you realize it just prepared you for the next thing. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. It's light out the darkness. Yeah, I love that.
So you want to go with him, with the same part being your favorite part?
Take my part.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with sometimes things do get tough. Love ain't always enough.
That's a fact.
Big
You know
facts.
what I'm saying? And we spoke about it, but you know, that's just part of life. Like, it's not gonna be all champagne and bubbles all the time. You know, peaches and cream all the time. Things get tough.
Maybe like, but I love you, and then what?
Yeah, and then honestly, man, I'm on some, you know, the bad parts, you gotta love those parts too. It's all experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're all blessed to be able to live this life and go through all of those emotions, the good, the bad. Like you said, you can't have the good without the bad. Like, it's impossible. So you got to, thank God or thank the divine, whoever you thank, for the opportunity for, be able to feel all of these emotions. Definitely.
Yep.
I'm with that.
Big facts.
This is another episode of Verse for Verse.
Yes, sir.
Happy early birthday to Big U, the General.
Big facts.
Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Yes, sir.
And it's Handsome High, James Rich and Big U. We out here.
We out here.
It's me, Handsome.
Yeah.
These biting my style, I hope they got dental plans. So get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Get that pure dough. What you get that pure dough. Go get it straight from the source and cut out the middleman. Then you get that pure dough.